Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. It is Friday and here we are. I've got 4 videos to watch today. They're going to take us probably for 90 minutes to 2 hours. It's going to be might be a little bit shorter today. I'm not feeling the best, but I'm still going to push through it. We're still gonna have a fun stream, and I think we're gonna have a good day. Got lots of stuff to do with gaming to talk about today, and we've got some drama because I found apparently Fresh from the Fresh and Fit podcast got Fit pregnant. Yeah, apparently Fresh got Fit pregnant, and he doesn't want Fresh to be pregnant, or Fit doesn't to be pregnant. So this is a whole thing. So yeah, apparently we're gonna learn about that, and this is gonna be interesting. Gotta love when shit goes wrong in the red pill community. That always makes me smile. So of course we're gonna cover that. Hello to Maddie's House of Geek, and hello hello to Ryan. Oh, you're officially an accessibility consultant. Good job, dude. I really want to be, like, I want to be an accessibility consultant for gaming. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to actually, like, become a paid consultant for accessibility for games. That's something I want to do, but I don't know how to do that. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I think that's our first video. I think that's what we're gonna first talk about, is the Fresh and Fit silliness, because it's always fun to laugh at the red pill community when they're messing up and things are going astray for them, because they think they know everything. They legitimately think they know everything. So when that happens, it's it's funny. It's funny when people who think they know everything have their lives go upside down. Oh, cool. Good job, Brian. But I just, honestly, to be an accessibility consultant, that would be awesome. Like, and Pincalo's right, not just for gaming, but for everything. Like, I wish that there could be, like, maybe I can start, like, a consultancy business that covers, like, everything from games to real life. Like, is your website not working for blind people? I'll assess it for you. Is your what's it called? Is your office space not accessible for blind people? Here, let me assess it for you. Is your, like, yeah. Also, I found something troubling regarding your side gig. Sent you a DM on Twitter. Also, I found something troubling regarding your side gig. Sent you a DM on Twitter. Okay. Alright then. So let's take a look here at the Fresh and Fit nonsense, courtesy of Abba and Preach. Why did we skip? I don't want to skip. Okay, we're on the live scene, I believe. Okay, here we go. Let's jump over to Twitch chat and make sure that's covered. Okay, we're good. All right. Okay, Abba and Preach, tell us about this fresh and fit nonsense.
Today's topic seems that our friend Walter Weeks, Mr. Fresh Prince CEO, got his sex worker pregnant, and she's keeping the baby, and she's exposing him. Yes. Yes, sir. Alpha male guru, whatever, red pill, knows the truth of the world, got caught up with a sex worker and got her pregnant.
Oh no! You got a sex worker pregnant.
And now he's begging her to get rid of it. The guys who were supposed to tell you not to get these whores pregnant got a whore pregnant.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. Fresh got a prostitute pregnant. Oh my God. This is great. This is amazing. Oh my God. Have sex with as many women as you can, but don't get them pregnant. Because they're trying to trap you. But you gotta have sex with as many women as you can so you can find your wife. Oh. That's funny. That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Now, can I ask you a question? Is that fresh? I'm just asking.
Oh, dude.
Or is it this the most stale-ass mistake you can make in the world?
God damn it.
You know what they calling him online? Pug CEO.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh.
They got a nickname called Pug CEO.
Oh, damn. That is hard. Oh, fuck. Oh, Fresh. Oh, your downfall is glorious, my friend. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't even. How hard is it to not finish anywhere near their privates? Apparently it's impossible. Or, wrap it. How hard is it to fucking wrap your dick? What's wrong with... This is the thing with these red pill idiots. They think condoms are, like, beta or some shit. I don't know. They don't believe in condoms. But they also don't believe in getting women that you don't want to marry pregnant. So, I don't know what they think they're... I don't understand.
Yeah, they are killing this man. All right, so her name is Daisy Fit. Okay,
Daisy Fit. Oh my God.
Her name is Daisy Fit. Okay, she is
literally Daisy Fit. So that's why he said Fresh got fit pregnant. That's funny. That's funny.
She's putting him on blast.
You mean to tell me that Fresh fucked with Fit?
No. That's fire.
That's hilarious. That is absolutely... He managed to find somebody with the last name of that's the same as his co-host. Oh my God. That's... Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is insane. Oh my God. This is crazy. Fresh got fit pregnant. Now I get it.
I didn't see that look.
Fresh got fit pregnant.
I'm just saying.
But you didn't see that shit when you said it?
Because that's the thing. Fresh offers pretty much nothing to the podcast. So it's almost like Fit got him pregnant, got to pay child support.
Oh!
The girl's Instagram, and it has Preach in it. I will
damn!
Talk to her. It could be the baddest. It could be the second coming of Megan Good. If she got Preach in the Instagram, you better get the fuck away from me. Ain't no way I'm getting no Megan Preach Good pregnant. That's gay. She could be the whole incarnate of Halle Berry. Halle Berry?
Halle Berry.
It could be Halle Berry. And if her middle name's Preach, bitch, you gotta go.
Halle Preachberry.
That's funny. I can't even, like, she has the same last name as what his co-host goes by, and he still fucked her, and he still got her pregnant. Oh my god, this is, and the fact that this is one of the, like, the big red pill talking point guys. Never, you gotta never get a whore pregnant, never, but you gotta have sex with as many women as you can to find the right woman for your wife. Like, oh my god, this is amazing.
No, she gotta go.
You're not clapping.
No.
You're not clapping Halle Preachberry's cheek.
Nah. Be buying flights and shit and seeing that middle name on the passport.
You don't want that?
Here,
no?
Nah.
Halle Preachberry.
No.
It really would be Abba and Preach.
You mad? That's disgusting. You didn't see him recently?
That's
he was talking
funny.
about Habib Hijab, and he was like,
the thing is, if you don't believe in the laws of logic and, for example, non-contradiction, or for example, 2 + 2 = 4, if you don't believe in any of that, then you can't have a conversation with anyone about anything because there's no common ground. You can never find out what truth is.
Was that anything but word salad? If you don't understand what non-contradiction is, if you don't understand that 2 + 2 = 4, then you can't have a conversation with anybody about on common ground. What?
Okay, so
Yeah.
creation itself, who decided 2 + 2 = 4? Man did, right? I'm just saying, on a basis, 2 + 2, who decided that?
Who decided 2 + 2 = 4? Is that a serious question? With all due respect,
I'm asking you.
No one decided 2 + 2 =
So
4.
how did it come about?
Are they legitimately arguing over the beginning concept of math? Who decided 2 + 2 = 4? No one decided it. Well, technically, the person that came up with math, I guess, decided that. But okay. What the fuck? Philosophical... What kind of fake philosophy bullshit was that? What the fuck? Who watches that shit and thinks it's intellectual? Holy fuck.
yo, that shit was funny, right? But who decided? You know what? There's nobody who can stump you like a stupid person.
No shit. Just the fucking dumb... Like, that's not even a philosophical concept. Who decided 2 + 2 = 4? The people who invented the number system. That's who. That's who decided that. Jesus
Miss
Christ.
Fit, the one that Fresh was fucking, she writes, she sends a picture of the pregnancy test. She took 2 of them because she needed to confirm that she had Pug CEO's babies. You always told me you wanted to be your baby's...
You wanted me to be your baby's mother.
Mother, okay. I loved you and I did everything to be a good girlfriend. Now this is happening. You walked away. I think I want to keep the baby. I don't want to kill alive. I want you to think carefully and take the responsibility. I'll call you shortly. Take your time.
Oh, shit. So this wasn't just like a one-night stand thing. This was like a relationship. And she got pregnant, and now he's doing a, oh shit, I gotta go type of deal. That's even worse.
And then he says, I can't have kids. And she says, take responsibility for your act.
I can't
says,
have kids. I can't have kids. Bitch, you are having a kid. You fucking
And she
irresponsible
says, take
ass.
responsibility for your actions. She goes, and he goes, what's this? She goes, read it, blood test, pregnancy blood test. So
Oh, so it's not just a fucking home. It's not a home test. It's an actual, I went to the doctor and got a blood
she
test.
got all the tests to make sure she knew. I know, but what does it mean? I don't understand the numbers.
It means she's pregnant. You dumb fuck. Holy shit. Holy shit, Fresh.
Plus 2 equals 4.
And then she highlights it on the paper. It just says pregnant. And he says,
Debatable.
it's not about that right now. It's good. It's not good. And a lot is happening, especially now business may be over.
Business may be over. Why? Cause the fact that you didn't practice what you preach is literally out in the open. And you look like a complete idiot.
I don't want kids right now. And we spoke about it and you agreed. And she goes, I never agreed. I agreed based on your actions. Are you not educated? If you keep coming inside me, I will get pregnant. I don't get pregnant without your behave. Words mean nothing. Man up. I'm not saying because I want to be with you, because I don't, because you are nothing to me, but the baby is innocent. What are you saying? We're not together and won't be. Why would that be good for the kid? So she goes, why did you keep coming inside me?
Why? Yeah. Well, first of all, why were you not on birth control? This is both of their faults. Why was she not on birth control? Why was he not wearing a condom? Seriously. Yeah, she got medical papers. Let's see. This is crazy. Real men know how to be real men without red pills. Yep. True.
Hey, listen, lady, why did you let this man? All those things happen, and
That's
yes, feelings
true.
change, but bringing a kid into this world without parents' love is cruel. We both thought you wouldn't get pregnant.
What? How does that work? How did you both think that she wouldn't get pregnant? Are you guys that fucking stupid? Seriously. Okay, you know what? I'm about to say let's sacrifice the human race and just sterilize anybody under 25 right now. Because seriously, if this is... You guys fucked each other without any sorts of protection. No birth control for her, no condoms for you. And you both thought she wouldn't get pregnant? Are you fucking 12?
Okay. Aside from 2 + 2 being 4, coming inside of a woman means very possible to get her pregnant. And who decided? Who decided that coming inside girl mean baby? Who decided?
The elders that came together.
Sperm inside ovulation.
Girls, why do you have to test them? Why? How many girls do you fuck bareback, dude? That's disgusting. Get tested. Holy shit.
And then
What the fuck did you say?
that's what he wrote. I didn't make that up. And she says another girl, 4 girls. You were saying you have sex with 4 girls without protection?
My math teacher had a saying. Whenever we would ask why something is the way it is, she would say because it's the way the gods of math wanted it. That's great.
I hope you have all the money for your children.
Oh, wait, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, I have to get tests for the other girls. All 4 of them. And he goes, I don't have money. Good luck. You will see.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Fresh, that's not how it works.
No.
She filed them court documents. They gonna get your bank accounts. They gonna get your statements. And you gonna have to cough up that cash.
Yeah, you made a baby, dude. You made a baby I don't know why you don't know that coming inside a girl multiple times without protection doesn't equal baby. And I also don't know why this chick didn't get birth control. They're both stupid. Both of these people, Fresh and this chick, are both absolutely morons.
This ain't something that you can walk your way out of. You better pray to high heaven, because you're going to be on the hook for a lot. This is a story between me and Walter Weeks, podcaster known as Pug CEO. I met him on November 21st in Miami. I fall in love with him. Okay, this girl writes like an immigrant. We spend New Year's
Like a what?
like an immigrant. No,
She writes like an immigrant? Holy fuck, dude. Wow. And if I remember right, aren't the red pills all anti-abortion and Christian anyway? Yeah. Yeah, they are. So him wanting her to get an abortion is like completely antithetical to the red pill community.
I'm accurate. We spent New Year's together, and that's the time when he asked me to be his girl and to commit to him, and he posted a video of us on social media. He said to me, I love you. I don't want you to be with other man.
With other man. Why is she... Okay, this must be her second language. English must be her second language. Or... She probably wasn't even like a hooker. She was probably an OnlyFans model that came on the show. Probably. Because don't forget, a lot of creators call themselves sex workers. Yep. Yes. The ones that go on Fresh and Fit and Adam 22. Yeah, they all call themselves sex workers.
A few days later, he asked me to meet his mom. Everything...
Wow. Okay. She met his mom. Okay,
went well. I showed him and his mom my respect. He defended me on his podcast from the rumors. That's the moment I truly fall in love with him. But this is where the game begins. I left Miami on January 8th. So that's like, okay, that's not even like a month and a half. Traveled back to China for Chinese New Year. The night before, we had a serious conversation. He said he sees me like someone to spend the whole life with. And I told him I was going to move to Miami for him.
Wow. Okay, so she's Chinese, and she was telling him, I will immigrate to the US for you. According to her, he was telling her, I want to spend my whole life with you. I love you. She was like, I'll move to Miami for you.
From then, we started a long-distance relationship for 2 months until I traveled to Barbados. I met his entire family there. Everything was so real, he's serious with me. Therefore, I'm not on birth control, and we had sexual behavior without protection.
Okay, so yeah, she's writing. This feels like she's writing in Chinese, and then translating it. I feel like this is a Google Translate version of the post because of just the way that it's coming out.
At first, everything was fine. I stayed in his apartment. We had a mutual understanding. He's not a monogamous person. That me and him both needs our own space. So I suggested him to help me rent an apartment. I want you to have the things you want as you understand me. 10 days later, a morning after we had lunch with his sister, he broke his promises. After a few days, he asked me to move out. He stopped coming home. He disappeared for 3 nights without explanation. I left my work behind in China to pursue this relationship. So I moved out, booked a flight to New York City. On March 30th, I had a pregnancy test, and it's positive.
She's not a U.S. citizen?
He's telling her to take a pill to get rid of the kid. Okay.
So she's an immigrant who left her job, left everything, came here to do a relationship with him. She knew he wasn't monogamous, but he Oh, As Dusk Falls? I've been wondering about that game. Maybe I'll check it out if it goes on sale.
Oh, there's audio. So the title of this is called Ling Ling Leaks Phone Call with...
God damn.
Yo, the people on Reddit just say, yo, wow.
They do not give a...
I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody.
I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and then it's over. No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good.
Wow.
And it's over. No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good.
Jesus Christ. Oh, then you're good. Just get the pill and you're good. You're fine. It's fine. No, she says.
Okay. This is joking aside, okay? This is just for everyone watching at home. Abortion shouldn't be something you guys take lightly, okay?
No. It's not birth control. This is my this is my problem with the way abortion's being treated. It's being treated like it's birth control. And that bothers me.
Abortion should not be some form of birth control that you guys heavily rely on. Alright? A lot of you guys are just busting inside of people, no birth control, they're not on birth control, don't care. And then when shit hit the fan, you just looking at the ladies like, yo, take a pill.
Yeah.
Go to the clinic.
Yeah.
Like, that's an incredibly physically traumatic thing for a lot of women to experience. It fucks up their hormone balance for an extended period of time. It has physical ramifications, and it messes with their psyche.
You can't. It scars the uterus. If your pregnancy is far enough along, like if there's an embryo attached to the uterus and they have to go and detach it, it will scar the lining of the uterus.
Never had your hormones completely out of whack, you may never be able to understand. But just casually saying, yo, just take a pill, do this, just get rid of. You guys are asking a lot. Okay? So I'm not saying that you guys can't have conversations about abortion, but the way some of you guys approach it and the way you guys talk about it so flippantly, y'all are so goddamn irresponsible about it. I don't even care if you guys get caught up having to pay child support. Y'all should be a bit more considerate of what you're asking the opposite sex to do in regards to their own body when it comes to abortion.
Well, and that's a valid point, but on the flip side, the opposite sex needs to also make sure that they're taking pill and that they're not this moved really fast, this relationship. And she was really naive, and I'm not like shitting on her or anything. If she was lied to and deceived, she was lied to and deceived. But you gotta protect yourself. Like, it's one thing if you were in a relationship for like a year or two and then you go off your pill because you decided both of you to have kids. But this was like within 2 months. This was really quick. So you've got to protect yourself as a woman from having this kind of thing happen too quickly.
Well, they never lived it. It's one thing not living it, but you can at least put yourself in the shoes of the person. I understand.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, they haven't lived it. They will never live it. They will never understand how traumatic and crazy that is. And what you put yourself. But I mean, I wouldn't expect someone not understanding 2 + 2 = 4 to understand that. But you have to understand what it brings a person. Like, just even not the pill is crazy. Like, you have to force and induce. Basically, it's not just it magically disappears. No, you have to induce your body into a contraction to expel the thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So for your body and to induce your body to do that, the chemicals that you have to.
My understanding is even after it happens, for a long extended period of time after that, they still feel the effects of a pregnancy.
Yep.
So like their bodies are kind of going through it the entire time.
Yeah, your body doesn't know whether it's pregnant still or whether it is not pregnant. It's the hormones are all out of whack.
And if you've never seen a woman who's pregnant, like, she going through mood swings, her hormones are all over the place, her appetite, her depression, her like, everything changes. So just, guys, understand what it is you guys are asking for, that little short bit of like pleasure that you guys get busted inside the sugar walls. You guys are demanding that they take this thing, and there's like very little consideration for it when you guys have this conversation. I understand being caught up with a child and it being brought up in unfair circumstances and child support, all that shit's crazy. But a lot of y'all not even taking that shit into consideration when you busting inside these bonds. And then you just say this shit willingly afterwards.
Yeah, they have all these. They have all of these grandiose. Oh, don't get a whore pregnant. But you as a man, you can go have sex with as many women as you want to, and condoms are stupid, right? But then, you know, she can just take a pill afterward. No.
It doesn't sit right with me. I think it's a bad way to approach it. And I also think if you want her to actually get the abortion, it's probably best not to just go nuclear and be like, because then she's going to just cut you off. Just something to think about.
What do you mean?
Because if you're just like, yo, f you, then she'd be like, f you, I'll do what I want. And then what happens? You can't even have any say. And me listening to this broad too, like, she's an idiot as well.
Well, how so?
Well, this guy puts his whole life out there.
Yeah.
She gets with, okay, expecting him to take responsibility of all this other stuff. The dude is constantly in different dumb situations. What's more, he's told her, I'm going to be sleeping with other people.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is what I was saying a few minutes ago. She should have definitely protected herself by taking birth control. He told her he wasn't monogamous. He told, like, this relationship was, like, barely 2 months old. She also is in the wrong here for putting herself in the situation where she could get pregnant.
He does it with you unprotected. Why wouldn't you think he's not going to do it with the other ladies unprotected?
Sure.
I don't know. To me, it's just like you met him November 21st. You guys are talking about having babies by January. Like, this broad is stupid.
Yeah.
2 months, you having babies?
Or
With a dude who's sleeping with a bunch of other women?
or smart, or she knows exactly what she's doing.
No, she's an
Baby
idiot.
trapping?
I'm not. I don't want to put it out there,
No.
but it's either two things. Whenever I see a thing, when I see a situation like that, I see that it's either really stupid or someone thought about this whole thing.
I'm thinking, I feel like this was a naive situation.
I know. So, like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying I don't want a baby? That's all?
I mean,
Yeah.
let's go to the doctor, I guess.
To the doctor.
This is what I think is thought out. When do you go from I really love them to record all the conversation to trap them out and to put it out there? That's why I think it's kind of weird, because they're having a conversation now. No, go ahead.
It don't take that much. Like,
If you are in love with somebody and they're claiming they love you, and then you get pregnant and they flip on you, it doesn't take much to start recording. Trust me, I've seen it. I saw it with my mother. It was like a light switch. The moment that my stepfather was like, "You trapped me into this," boom, everything he put in writing, she kept. Everything it was everything. And, like, it does not take much. It really doesn't take much. Boom, why do red pillars want to live the porn star life? Yet not take any precautions. What a bunch of pussies. Bingo!
if you really love somebody, or you're really crazy about them, and especially if you got the crazy hormones going on inside you because you're pregnant, 2-3 months is all it takes for you to be like, this person abandoned me. They're
Yep.
talking crazy about me online. Yo, I'm about to expose everything.
Yep.
Hey, listen, if you feeling cornered and isolated, it don't take much for you to get online and talk crazy.
And you can still probably have feelings for that person too. You could still be like, I really wish that they didn't do this to me. I love them. Why did they do this to me? God damn it, I love them. And you're lashing out from a point of hurt. You're not like it. So it doesn't take much.
I'm gonna air this shit out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not that crazy. That's not
I'm
that
mad.
crazy at all.
I'm mad at that.
I have seen that happen way faster than 3 months.
Sure.
Hey, the switch from I love you to like I'm gonna put your whole shit on blast is not that far for a lot of people.
Go from I love you to I'm gonna bust the windows out your car.
But also, someone saying I love you in 2 months, I don't believe them at all. I think these are just people who are a little bit unstable and a little bit cuckoo, and then they just love bomb like crazy and say crazy stuff.
Yeah, the love bomb is crazy.
So like, when these people say love, it means nothing to me.
No.
All right, so
These people don't understand love. I really don't think, like, these red pillars in particular do not understand what love is. They don't. And if you really want to take a look at it, the red pill community is the player ball. Jesus Christ, I just had a realization these are 90s players that just changed their fucking name. You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's exactly you are absolutely right. This is not these are no different than the 90s players.
That's just of it.
They're just as destructive. They're just as stupid. They're just as disrespectful. They're just as demeaning.
Pregnant, and now he's got to deal with the consequences. That's the whole story.
You say it.
Yeah, that's the story.
I said it earlier, okay? But then you said it and you surprised me with it.
Nah, that's crazy. Once you pointed that out, yo, yeah, that's crazy.
It's just because when you said it's I don't know. It's my bad.
But
it's my brain. It's just
that's all good. Thoughts on this? I know everyone's gonna meme, and I think there's a lot of reasons to meme.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna meme. It's unfortunate because a child is very likely to be born in this situation to two dysfunctional adults. One who's a grown man child who's out here slanging dick and getting multiple women potentially pregnant like an idiot and bust inside everybody. And the other one who's a goofy adult who traveled all across the world to be with a guy who's a self-admitted player and is sleeping with multiple people and let him bust inside of her.
Yeah, this child is fucked. This child has literally no chance. Both parents are absolute morons. They have absolutely no chance.
Like, sorry, ma'am, you're an idiot too.
Yep. The problem that I had was really the fact this happens all the time. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it happens all the time, and I'm not surprised. The problem that I got is really them reaping benefits from people and then just turning around and doing the opposite. Now that's been my problem since the get-go. Like, no, you turn around and you do this, but you take people's money and say this and that and that. Like, you're not the example. That's really what I have. The rest you already said.
Oh, the fact that Fresh takes people's money for him to put advice online about how to be a good man's man, and then he does this.
It's always been the problem that I have.
That's a problem.
It's a bad thing. It's unfortunate. It really is.
Yeah. How many times? How many times?
How many times what?
These losers put on these shades and be like, I want to escape the Matrix.
Yeah.
You know, the red pill is about escaping the Matrix. That being said, I got a sugar baby pregnant, and now I got child support, so I'm stuck in the Matrix.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't help but just laugh at that. I can't help it.
The red pill is the truth, but I prefer the lies, and I busted inside this ling. Okay, let me just stop.
Oh shit.
Anyways, all this to say,
I knew you was about to go get it. Okay, that's the memeing. Yeah, that's the memeing part.
No, I'm just saying.
That's
it's just like
it's your field trip.
These guys always talk about the Matrix and this and stuff, and they just find the dumbest ways to plug themselves into the system financially. And they're just dumb. Like I said, the thing that was going to kill this movie from the jump is the hypocrisy and the stupidity. You just see it every day.
Yeah.
I just can't take it seriously. Anything else you want to say
about this movement is moronic. The red pill movement is just another MGTOW player bullshit. Like, it's pathetic. The red pill community is pathetic. It's absolutely sad, and it makes me laugh because they don't understand the meaning of what it is to be an adult, let alone a man. They don't understand what a good, real relationship looks like, and they never will. But they think that they can go and tell people how to have a quote, good relationship. And it's just, it's pathetic. And it's just something to laugh at, for me anyway. When something like this happens and the hypocrisy is exposed, it's hilarious to me. It's absolutely hilarious to me. So, this video, Asmongold actually was reacting to this video. And instead of reacting to Asmongold reacting to this video, I actually found the video, the original video. It's called Social Media is Fucking Us Up. That's the title of the video. So I would like to take a listen to this video and see what it says and see his hypothesis.
I bet you don't even realize the impact that social media has on your perception of the world and how you see it on a daily basis. From
Probably
what we
not.
eat, how we see our bodies, our sex lives, unreal expectations, and even the chances of being bitten by a shark in the sea next time you visit Australia. According to social media, Hasbulla and I are secretly best friends. I'm going to explain the 6 biggest issues that I see when it comes to social media and some of the things that we can do proactively to stop them ruining our lives. Number 1. Orthorexia. Although this has been going on for many years, 2023 saw Liver King explode to socials. He was
Liver King, oh god. Isn't that the guy that ate like all that raw, like he ate nothing but liver and like, wasn't that the raw liver
Natty
guy?
status, and his principles were the 9 ancestral tenets, which I'm sure had good meaning, but it turned out that Liver King, Brian Johnson, was a lying piece of shit. Behind his multi-million-dollar empire based on improving lives with supplementation regimes was excessive steroid and growth hormone use, which actually borderlines more of abuse.
I think, who did the video that Pinkalo and I watched on the Liver King? I can't remember now. But I do remember this guy.
To grow his business to the largest possible heights, he had to deceive millions of people to get there. 2024 saw a brand new meme page. Eddie Abu. Like Liver King, people flock to something that must be novel, that must be superior to just exercising more and having a more balanced diet. The more crazy, the more insane the character is, the more we just cannot resist flocking to that rather than just sensible advice that's backed by science.
It's true. For some reason, we have started... Well, it's not just started. Humans always seem to flock towards the more ridiculous. It goes even back to those snake oil salesmen with the traveling show. How many people would flock to those and buy the restoratives and the cure-alls and the potent the tonics and everything from them instead of going to the doctor.
And in the space of a year, we went from eating testicles and living primal to labeling the majority of foods as shit and abolishing anything that isn't meat and eggs as being terrible for your health. You may even recall that Eddie Abu recently said that if you're depressed, it's because of your diet. So if you're out there on antidepressants and you're thinking about ending it all, just eat meat and eggs, according to Eddie. Depression.
Oh, wow. Apparently, okay, so I should just start eating nothing but meat
is all
and
diet-based.
eggs.
Not only that, you'll also recall that last week Eddie made a point that you shouldn't be tired in your 20s. So for any of you NHS workers that are doing night shifts and doing 18-hour days, just eat better, you idiots. Thanks.
Oh, okay, so nobody should be tired in their 20s. Okay. Well, that's weird, because I know lots of people in their 20s that get tired. I guess they just need to eat better.
Thanks, Eddie. Carnivores have actually been doing this for years, but Eddie's found a knack of doing it in a more viral way. Eddie comes from a background of extreme drug abuse as a very high-end bodybuilder, and I'll tip my hat to Eddie. And even though he was taking grams of gear a week and probably shortened his life by decades, he was good at that. But someone that bodybuilds to that level and gets in them skimpy underwear to tense on stage to impress another bunch of blokes, they crave some sort of attention.
Yeah. And that's... Like, even people like me who do live streaming, like, we obviously we're doing it for some sort of attention. It's just, whether or not you choose to do something valuable for attention, something that's like educational and meaningful and helpful, or whether you choose to scam people out of their money. That's it all depends on what you choose to do with your need for attention. Do you choose to cultivate a community that you can have, that you can chat to, that will question you on some things, and you can find valuable opinions and advice, and like, do you want to cultivate a thinking community that has a good base of a good time and everything, or do you just want to bilk them for their money? That's what you can do. Just listen to that entire Awakened CBD ad that JP did yesterday. Grams is an understatement. It's more like ounces. Wow.
So you must ask yourself, are these values that Eddie, purports true to his beliefs, or like Liver King, is this a ploy to grow his financial position to the best position possible? Because it's estimated that Eddie's making over £50,000 a month educating people in subjects that are not backed by science. He even insists that the insulin hypothesis, which has been debunked a lot, numerous times, with a plethora of studies, that insulin is the driver of weight gain, and that if you want to lose weight, you need to control your insulin, not your calories. He debunks energy balance. He actually disputes that calories are not even a thing. Eddie.
Oh, okay. So that, like I just said, this is somebody that needs attention and is willing to do anything, including lie, to get it. This is the difference. If, like, you can be a social media presence and have a social media platform and get good attention by being a genuine person, being yourself, being true to who you are. Or you can do what this guy is doing and what Liver King
Eddie goes head to head with thermodynamics, and there are millions of people that back him because they're idiots. Now, I get that Eddie's message is backed by well-meaning, but so is Liver King's. And I'm sure that thousands of lives, maybe even millions of lives, are better off with his content. They're probably eating better. They're probably having less ultra-processed foods, which has always been the main principle of what I preach: to improve your diet, exercise more, and lose fat. My biggest gripe with Eddie is this. He seems to say that diet is everything. But I'd say there are 3 tiers that we need to prioritize when it comes to improving our health: cardiovascular fitness, the amount of fat we have, the quality of our diet. Whereas Eddie just focuses on one. Sometimes when working with obese populations, getting them to change their diet is actually the hardest part. So
That's true. Because your diet, because the thing about food is that food can give us a lot of pleasure. And the more pleasure we get out of something that we eat, the more we're going to want to eat it. So if an obese person gets a lot of pleasure from eating like sugary food, for example, getting them to cut out the sugary food is going to be probably one of the hardest things the dietitian or nutritionist is going to do, because that obese person is really going to want and crave those sweets.
Getting them to reduce the amount of calories coming in, which can be done with a poor diet, will cause them to lose fat, which actually benefits their health. Also, we can improve their cardiovascular fitness. So there are 2 out of 3 means that we can improve someone's objective health markers without improving their diet. That's not to say I don't want to improve their diet, but we need to be nuanced and see what we can do with that client.
Like, I didn't really change the way I ate very much. I changed, I did cut out, a lot. I was eating a lot of sugary food. And I did cut down on that, and I cut sugar out of my coffee and everything, but I didn't drastically change my diet. I just started walking more, and I lost a whole bunch of weight.
Because everyone can eat healthy for 2 weeks and they go back to their old habits. Am I right? Now, I know a lot of you are going to be in Eddie's defense, probably in the comments going, yeah, we know that Eddie can't really read or assess research papers or understand literature, but he's trying to save lives. He's doing this with people's best interests at heart, and I completely agree.
Is he though?
But if we are to stray away from objective truths in a bid to save lives, where does this end? Because if you support that notion, then that's just a bit like agreeing with what the governments did in the pandemic when they claimed vaccines were a lot more safe than they actually were because it was in a bid to save lives. If you can be dishonest, as long as people's best interests are at heart, where does that stop? You then open...
Now, I don't like the way he said vaccines. I wish he would have said the COVID vaccine. Because we know that other vaccines have saved lives. We know that. So for him to just wholesale say that for the government was dishonest in the pandemic, that to say that vaccines saved are less dangerous, that general statement, he should have said that the mRNA vaccine or whatever, he should have been more
then open
specific.
a door to a place that we don't want to go. So many of you are up in arms that the government lied to us in one hand whilst trying to protect us with the other. Yet when their favorite influencer goes into supermarkets and just makes stuff up, that's completely fine. Eddie's content actually used to be super reasonable. He's now a product of the people egging him on, pardon the pun. Here's a video of Eddie back in the day where he's a lot more sensible.
Now when you got something like lentils, it's like getting protein out of bread. It's just pointless.
His stances on things are a lot less polarizing, and he's a lot actually closer to an evidence-based standpoint on nutrition. But unfortunately, that doesn't bang millions of views. The further you go from the objective truth, the easier it is to get people as part of your cult, and therefore make lots of money from it.
That's
Look at the
true.
Mormons or Scientology. Pretty sure they make money.
Oh, Jesus. Good job.
It's whack. Which brings me on to number 2, body image issues and the algorithm. Everyone nowadays wants to be a fitness influencer because it pays well and you can work remote from a laptop in...
We also stopped eating fast food 3 times a day. Yes. I love how you're missing out on all the stuff I did for you. No, I was just talking about the sugar. No, we stopped. You're right. We stopped eating fast food. We stopped. You and I have been taking turns cooking. You helped me with figuring out that I was getting too much, like, and that's the thing. That's the thing about it, is that you have to have a partner also who's willing to, like, say, hey, are you okay? And it's not like, hey, you're getting fat. It's, hey, are you okay? Because it's to catch it before you yourself notices it. Because you yourself aren't going to notice the weight gain that somebody, it comes with a lot of, what the hell was I saying? It's not going to be like shitting all over your partner. You're genuinely trying to help them, right? And your partner needs to be willing to hear it. Your partner, like, and that's the good thing about having a partner that loves you and wants to see you succeed. And that's the problem with a lot of people take the, hey, are you okay? You're starting to put on a little bit of weight. You're starting to act differently. You're starting to, like, all of that stuff, because somebody else that's around you is going to notice physical and emotional changes before you will. So it's all, like, that is the most important thing, is when somebody that's close to you that loves you points it out. You don't get all like, oh my God, you're an asshole. No, they're doing it because they love you.
Up in Bali. But out of the tens of thousands of people doing it, only the most confident, best looking, best physiqued ones will stop you in your tracks. Your eyes may admire the male or female physiques, then boom, you are done. The algorithm then knows that you want to see more of that. The more younger, the more chiseled. Anyone not in that top 1% shape, you'll swipe past. Before you know, your feed is curated with the best, the top of the algorithm of these fittest, best looking babes. And every time.
Yeah, that's how the algorithm works. That's how it works with any sort of genre, whether it's models or music or blindness content or feminism content, or it doesn't matter. That's how the algorithm works. It's going to curate. Don't let her lie. It took a lot of work to get to change all that shit. Yes, it did. And I appreciate it every day. I will say it publicly right now. I fucking appreciate the hard ass work that you put in and that you keep putting in.
Every time you go on your phone, you're just flocked and you can't stop looking at them. You try swiping away, but the algorithm knows what you're doing, knows you like the babes. Sharing it into the boys group chat doesn't. What? Imagine if I was to get the top 10,000 business owners, and then I said, hey, let's just go mingle with the top 50 of those. You'd then feel that your own entrepreneurial talent was not even worth pursuing. But in any cohort of humans, if you look at the top 1%, you're going to feel damn depressed from it. You must realize that every time you go on social media, you are skimming the top percentile of winners. It's not reality. It's not real life. Which brings me on to number 3, dating. There's a fantastic guy called Rory Sutherland who did a podcast with Chris Williamson, and he makes an exceptional point about recruiting, talent, and dating. And here's a clip of Rory Sutherland, by the way. Big credit to Modern Wisdom Podcast too. I know I'm business partner with Chris, but his guests have been exceptional recently.
I don't think a still photograph and a few words of text are in any way a proxy for who you might forge a long-term relationship with.
Rory makes a fantastic point that when you're recruiting an HR department, often won't see anyone who on their CV doesn't have a 2-1 and above, which is a grade at university. And
oh wow, okay, so this, okay, let me finish.
The issue with that is there is a lot of talent out there that just didn't want to go to university or that didn't get a 2-1, myself included. I flunked out in my first year because I just hated it. Doesn't mean I'm not intelligent or I'm not capable. My multiple businesses should be credit to that. Just because I don't want to sit in a room for an hour and a half and recite boring topics of medicine through time and scribble it on bits of paper doesn't mean I'm stupid. So it's...
That's true. There are a lot of people who don't like the formal education system. I hated the formal education system. I absolutely hated it. I absolutely hated the formal education system.
It's kind of ridiculous that people hiring graduates for their first job would overlook the majority of people, not to mention the amount of men going to university is massively dropping. If you only set a 2-1 as a prerequisite for hiring, you're going to leave a lot of talent on the table. And if all recruiters are all looking for the same 2-1 and above, loads of talent doesn't get a look in, the rest of the talent is all being fought over. And we see the same issues with dating. And this again is Rory's point. The same way that just setting a prerequisite for a 2-1 to hire someone for a job makes the same mistake as in dating apps, just using a picture and a bit of text to try and pick someone that's ideal for dating.
Because dating apps are stupid. I've never understood the, like, even before online dating became a big thing, where you would go and pay like a matchmaker. Do you know what I mean? Those matchmakers that had the folders with pictures and like what was it? Like a picture and like a little bio of the woman, or like those video dating where like you would have like a cassette of, you know, hi, I'm so and so and here's why you should date me. Like, I've never understood why those things work, because to me that just takes away from the actual human component of naturally meeting somebody and forming a connection with them.
Rory makes a fantastic point that Cameron Diaz and Jennifer Aniston wouldn't be supermodels. They just don't have the look. But because it's the way they move, it's the way they interact, it's the way they sound, it's seeing them on video that makes you realize their beauty. The same goes for different characters, different men, different women all over the world. People that look good in photos and people that look good in video are very different. And from my experience with dating, those that look best on the pictures look like a sack of potatoes in real life, and some that look like a sack of potatoes in the pictures turned out to be beautiful in real life. And if we rely on just social media apps, we are like recruiters, we leave a lot of talent on the table. That's why the dating pool is so messed up. Rather than just meeting someone on a night out, having a few drinks and going, yeah, you're fit, we're suddenly screening people with a means that may not flatter them in the best light. Not to mention at the moment, in somewhere like the UK, it's so expensive to go to university that only people going to university now are people that need to get degrees for jobs. Whereas back in the day, you'd go socialize, move away from home for a few years and get your end away on 3 nights a week. So even people at university aren't socializing in the way they were supposed to.
That's true. We are losing the basically the social education that we used to get from going to school, even in lower grade, not just university, but in high school, middle school, and elementary school. Things are done differently now to the point where it's like socialization is stunted. COVID also really stunted socialization for kids. It really stunted socialization for kids, and it just made it so everybody just forgot how to be a human. And he is right, the way social media algorithms work, it does only show you like the best of the best of the best, which can cause people to start feeling down on themselves because all they see is like the top, and they don't see, you know, the normies that are posting their everyday stuff because they haven't gone and curated their pages to see that.
Because their parents don't want to spend £10,000 a year to send their kid away to uni for them to be getting pissed 3 nights a week. That's what university was back in the day. So not only are we seeing degrading relationships with food, rates of orthorexia going up, not are we only seeing social media making people feel depressed about the fact they don't have a six-pack, we're now seeing people that get depressed because they can't find a decent partner or someone to go on a date with because they're relying wholly on social media apps that are largely flawed to find a partner. It's very important that you're proactive in person, that you find good talent. Which brings us on to number 4, anabolic steroids.
Wait, what? How does anabolic steroids have to do with social media? Okay, go ahead.
Richardson portrays the character in Reacher, and I like Alan Richardson. I think he's a dreamy bloke. I watched the first 2 episodes, and let me tell you this. I could not stop looking at his muscles and his hairline. You seen Jack Reacher? Not seen him? No, he is? Well, what do you do with your life? Crypto, you fucking waste, man. This guy's 40. He's jacked, and he's got a perfect hairline. So I'm like, look, I know you're getting a bit testy with the old... So how are you keeping that immaculate hairline whilst running tests? How is this fair? He's been an actor for like 10 years, and this guy is top. You can be an elite man, look in a great way. The guy's like 6'2", very good looking, immaculate. But stick the guy on a bit of test, Men's Health go, now we are ready to have you to depict what fitness is to the people.
That's crazy. He's without testosterone. He's probably a great actor. Well, without testosterone. He's a great actor anyway. He's great in Reacher. I liked watching Reacher with Pincalo. That was great. It's better. His Reacher is way better than Tom Cruise.
Let me get the cover out. That guy. And this is the thing. It says, fit at any age, more muscle, more energy in every decade of your life. Jacked Reacher finally gets huge. You got young dudes looking at this guy as aspiration. You're in the gym slaying it day in, day out, trying to be the best version of yourself. And you've got a living, breathing encapsulation that if you were to just add testosterone to your life and pin yourself forever, your career could take off.
That's insane.
Nice one, Men's Health. As if you weren't plebs before, putting unaspirable physiques. Because you're the issue, Men's Health. You literally take the top percentile of what you call men that haven't eaten in a while, and you put them on the front cover of your magazine. There are real great men that don't have six-packs. There are real men with great bids of health.
Yeah, like Pincalo. Pincalo is freaking, the man cannot get under 240. He can't. But he's not fat, right? He is not a fat guy. He is all goddamn muscle. And I'm serious, when him and I were both overweight a little bit, he was still not, it wasn't fat, right? He just had to lose a little bit of weight. He did, and now it's just all freaking muscle everywhere. But he does he have a quote six-pack? I would say no. But he is literally all muscle everywhere. And he's not just, that doesn't just make him a man. What makes him a man is the fact that he fucking goes to work every day no matter how shitty he's feeling. The fact that he is, he has like all the time doesn't sleep properly and everything, and he still gets up, he does his job, he comes home, he plays with his kids, he makes sure that everything, like, that there's food in the house, and that he does all of he puts up with my bullshit. He puts up with my bullshit and helps me, like, work on myself, and, like, sacrifices all the time for his family. That is what a man is. Not some ripped person on the cover of a magazine. I have 10% body fat. Do not say I have no fat ever. Well, I don't feel it. I go to hug you and you tell me to pinch your belly and stuff. I don't feel it. All I feel is muscle, dude. Like, I don't feel your fat.
They don't have model physiques.
Where is it?
I hate what your magazine is about.
Where is your fat?
Hey, try this exercise. There's no periodization, no education, because if people actually understood the principles, they wouldn't read your shite. Oh, who's currently on cycle? Let's get a picture of him on the front cover. Plebs. Come on, bro. The number 5, the availability bias. And I know I've covered this in a few videos before, but in essence, the information that's available to us makes us paint a reality of the world, not really how it is. For instance, I'm here literally a few hundred meters away from the sea in Australia. Every time I go out and swim, my mind does the same thing as you, going sharks, but I'm way more likely to drown. Bondi Rescue made a whole TV show about people drowning at the beach, not shark attacks. But every time there's a shark attack, everyone knows about it. Every time there's a drowning, no one cares.
That's so true. That's so true. The amount of drowning deaths every year, especially in a place like Canada. Like, there's a reason why Canadian parents get their kids swimming lessons. Because you can't go anywhere in this country without finding water, right? And the amount of drowning deaths the drowning deaths from kids or whatever getting swept down river, falling out of boats without having life jackets on. Fucking the amount of drowning deaths in apartment indoor swimming pools because there wasn't a lifeguard on duty, and there were 2 kids that went swimming unsupervised. Like, it's insane. Drowning deaths are everywhere, but nobody cares. Nobody reports it. But the minute a shark comes and bites you, oh my God!
You can literally walk down to Bondi Beach and watch people walk into the ocean fully clothed with jeans on and get sucked into a rip, because the problem is, I'm British. I can name 5 different species of shark, but I still can't spot the rip, which is where the water goes out, because I can look at the waves. And the thing is, say you're going for a little swim, you're like, oh, nice waves, nice waves. Oh, there's a little gap where there's no waves. Rip, swim in, out of depth, dead.
That's terrifying. See, this is why the ocean terrifies me. Not only are there possible random poison creatures lying on the beach ready to sting the fuck out of you, or in the shallows, there's riptides that I, being blind, don't even have a hope of seeing. And there I go, whee, out into the middle of the ocean, and I have no way of getting back to shore. Yes, I can swim, but I wouldn't know where I was, and I'd be too far out anyway. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. No thank you.
It's the same as the lottery. You spend enough. This is you, mate. Crypto, mate. No one knows a lottery winner, but they see one on TV. So they go, oh my God, I need to do the lottery. And then they don't just give them the money. They get the person to come on TV, give them the massive check. Get out there, look at Trevor. Look at fat Trevor. He won 10 million. This could be you. They throw it in your face to make you feel like it could happen when statistically it really can't. The same as you with your crypto lot. You truly believe that crypto is your way out because you only subscribe to the people that have done well with crypto, because the tens of thousands and millions of people that lost huge amounts of money in crypto remain silent, which paints a reality of the world that isn't true.
Yeah, like my mother does the lottery every goddamn week. She's done it for years. I don't understand why. But my oldest, we were at a store getting something and he saw the sign for the lottery and he goes, Mom, the lottery is $14 million this week. We should play it. And I went, And it was in the middle of the winter. And I said, no, we're not doing the lottery. I'm not giving the government more money. And then we walked outside and I said, honey, we have more chance of being struck by lightning right now in January than we do winning that $14 million. You are not playing the lottery.
But every time you feel depressed about your stance on crypto, there you go and delve into looking for more information to back up your exist so you can feel like crypto is a smart investment. That check they use on TV doesn't even work. They go to the bank and the bank's telling them to piss off. And the only thing worse than social media of how it's messing up how we see the world and everything within it is the current state of misinformation on podcasts. If you want to understand the downfall of modern podcasts, then you'll have to watch the video I made about it right here. If you've already seen that video, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
I wonder what it is about. I could see that there would probably be some podcasts that spread misinformation, like Fresh and Fit. Oh my god, like all the red pill podcasts. Yeah, those spread a lot of misinformation. You know, like there are probably a lot of podcasts where it's just people saying shit without any backing, and people listen, and people believe, and people think that's how it works. So then we have all these idiots running around regurgitating the misinformation they heard from some random podcast. So, all right, let's take a look at this fake Super Mario 64 world record caught after 12 years. This is another Carl Jobst video. He covered this 12 days ago, and somehow I didn't see it. So we're going to take a look at it.
Hello, you absolute legends.
Hello,
When it
Carl.
comes to cheating in speedruns, there are several popular methods that people normally employ. One is to directly modify the game they are playing in order to give themselves better luck. The most famous examples of this come out of Minecraft, where players use mods to change the RNG.
Oh, is that how they do it? Is that how they speedrun it?
Also been seeing this recently in Monster Hunter, where players have been changing the behavior of bosses in order to get faster kills. Players can also modify the game to run in a different way to make things easier. This was a huge problem in Trackmania, where players were using Cheat Engine to play the game at half speed, making it easier to perform precise inputs.
Why? Okay, the amount of energy it must take to find and implement these strategies, just play the game. Just get good at the game.
They would then play the record back at normal speed, and no one could tell the difference. Another method of cheating is to use external tools to play the game for you, and then pretend you're playing. This has been a huge problem in Geometry Dash, and there is always an arms race going on between cheaters and moderators. Moderators are always looking for ways to detect external tools, and cheaters are always looking for ways to make their fakes more believable.
But why though? Like, that's the thing. You're spending all this time on cheating and then making yourself look like you're not cheating. Just get good at the game.
But one of the most ancient and by far the most popular techniques speedrunners use is the splice. Obviously, the longer a speedrun is, the more difficult it is to play through without making any mistakes. So to make things easier, cheaters will play through small sections until they do them well, and then stitch them together with video editing, so that it looks like it's one continuous run. With the rise of live streaming, splicing has become less of a problem in recent times, because it's just harder to fake something like this live. The players you really need to worry about are those that achieve records offline. And back before Twitch became popular, this was basically everyone. And when it comes to splicing, the game where it's been abused the most is almost certainly Super Mario 64.
Really? I wonder why. I wonder why specifically that game.
Historically, the most common way to detect splicing is by looking for anomalies in the audio track. However, quite a few of the ancient world records have terrible audio quality and makes this impossible. Without any really stupid continuity errors in the splicing process, it seems like it would be impossible to confirm if a splice had been done. But recently this has all changed, with a brand new, almost foolproof detection method being implemented, and it immediately exposed a fake world record from all the way back in 2011.
Oh shit! What's this? Is this a bot? Or an AI? Or I wonder what it is.
This new method is great for 2 reasons. 1, obviously it can expose faked runs, but also 2, on the flip side, it can also confirm that world records aren't spliced, which is equally as important. And in today's video, we will take a quick look at what this new method was. I really hope you enjoy. Now legends, I'm excited because today we have a very special sponsor. Michael R. Miller is an amazing best-selling fantasy author who just released a 3rd book in his series Songs of Chaos. If you read Eragon when you were younger, you will absolutely love Songs of Chaos.
Except
the dragons
I did
don't
not
do the worries.
like
Ascendant of the who recently made
Eragon,
a video discussing this new method, which is where before we begin, a big shout out to Drogi, who recently made a video discussing this new method, which is where I learned about it myself. So definitely go and check out his video if you want some more in-depth information, and be sure to subscribe to his channel. Back around 2010-2011, Super Mario 64 was dominated completely by Japanese runners, and
that's not surprising. I still remember when I went online on the Xbox 360 to try to play Soul Calibur, and I got matched up with some like person from Japan or something, and they one-hit perfected me out of the ring. And it was like, what?
And one of them was known as Tsukishima. Even if you don't know anything about the history of the game, if you followed Super Mario 64 speedrunning before, you might have heard this name anyway. And that's because in the very first Bowser stage, there is something called the Tsukishima cycle. Near the end of the stage are these rotating platforms, and you need them to be in a certain position in order to get the red coin. If you get there too late, you'll need to wait for the next cycle of rotation. If you go through the stage really fast, you can start to catch earlier and earlier cycles, and the fastest cycle that players currently use is called the Tsukishima cycle.
Interesting. Did they name that after the Tsukishima speedrunner?
It's called this because Tsukishima caught this cycle all the way back in 2011, and it was insane for the time. Also in 2011, Tsukishima achieved the world record in the 16-star category, getting a time of 16 minutes and 11 seconds on the 10th of April. Unfortunately for him, it would only remain the record for a single day, when another Japanese legend, Shigeru, took the record back with a 16:06. Tsukishima's 16-star record, as short-lived as it was still noteworthy though. For instance, it successfully implemented the pole warp in the second Bowser stage. Players did go for this previously, but at the time, no other players were able to do it successfully in a world record speedrun.
See, this is like all these really cool game mechanics, and this is why when people are like, games are stupid, there's nothing talent, that there's no strategy in video games. Yeah, fuck off. There's no strategy in video games. Like, look at this shit. To speed run and everything, there's lots of different things that you have to do to time it. It's timing, it's strategy. Like, it's every type of video game has a strategy.
This trick wouldn't be implemented in a world record again after this for another 4 years, when the runner Zaya did it to achieve a 15:35 in 2015.
Oh, wow.
The other noteworthy thing about Tsukishima's run was that he had only been speedrunning the game for 1 year, which is a tiny amount compared to other top players. Aside from this, however, there was nothing
Only
obviously suspicious about the world record, but the context in which it was set is still important. Given that quite a few Japanese speedrunners during this era were ultimately exposed for cheating in one way or another.
Oh, dude, really? Okay, that's... So cheating and speed running is apparently synonymous with each other.
It makes sense to question every record from this time. If Tsukishima did splice this speedrun, the most obvious way to check would be to examine the audio track for any irregularities. The place players have always chosen to splice runs has been just after they enter or exit a level. There is a brief period where the screen is black and where there is no audio playing.
That would probably be the best spot to do it, because if there's no audio playing, then there's no way to risk overlapping tracks, audio degradation, any of that.
This is by far the easiest place to hide a splice. But even though there is no game audio, there is still something being recorded. Capture devices will pick up a slight electrical hum called mains hum. So the audio track should never be truly silent. If a splice is done poorly, there will be complete gaps in this background noise, as was the case with a 2005 world record by the player Marius M. If the splice is done well, you need to look a bit closer. Given that the mains hum is normally a consistent 60 Hz, you can check to see if each tick is the same distance apart.
Oh, tricky. Tricky.
And if not, that's an indication it has been spliced. Several world records were famously caught by detecting an inconsistent hum in 2014. Unfortunately, the audio quality on Tsukushima's world record is so poor that this method cannot be reliably used. The hum is still there, it's just a bit too quiet and gets lost in the background static. The run also doesn't have any continuity errors, like for instance the coin high score not matching up. Historically, these were the only methods to try and detect splicing, but thankfully in 2023, a brand new method was created.
It's gotta be a computer program or something. It's like an algorithm to detect like audio files or something like that. It's gotta be.
In 2016, SM64 scientist Panenkoek released a video outlining the mechanics around character blinking. The video covers blinking mechanics for a host of NPCs, but the most relevant information pertains to Mario. Mario will blink every 64 frames, which is just over every 2 seconds. This is extremely consistent. It's not affected at all by Mario's movement, and more importantly, the blinking timer remains constant even when entering and exiting levels.
That is insane. Blinking. Holy shit. The blinks of the NPCs. Oh my god.
This means that if you see Mario blink before he enters a level, you should be able to count frames and predict exactly when he should blink again once inside.
Right.
Of course, Mario's eyes aren't always visible, but that doesn't matter. If you miss one blinking cycle, or even several, you can just continue to count, and as long as the next visible blink is still on that 64 frame cycle, it's okay.
Yeah, you're good. So now you're gonna now you've got to time the blinks.
It seems pretty obvious now, but it actually took 7 years for someone to finally realize that keeping track of Mario's blinking would be a good way to detect possible splices.
Jesus.
And it would be the 120-star world record holder Ouija who would come to this realization in mid-2023.
How do you even like successfully count the blink, like the frames between each blink like that? There's got to be a program.
The easiest time to see when Mario blinks is when he grabs a star and after he exits a level, as his eyes are clearly visible for a long time. And given that all of the stars in a 16-star run are relatively short, it's very easy to calculate when Mario should blink. In practice, of course, there is some nuance to it. For example, you do need to remove some frames when the blink timer pauses briefly between level transitions, but it's still all very consistent and predictable. From here, SM64 historian Frosty Zarko would begin trawling through some of the ancient Japanese records, testing this theory.
Okay, so now this feels like so like I feel like this is like some next level detective work here. We're analyzing the frames between blinks to see if...
Upon examining the record from Shigeru, achieved a day after Tsukushima's record, he found that Mario's blinking behaved exactly as the theory predicted. In fact, there was not a single instance found in the entire run where the blinking didn't behave as expected. However, when looking at Tsukushima's run, the blinking was all over the place. On at least 9 different stars, Mario blinked at completely unexpected times, indicating that there had to have been a splice. There is simply no other explanation. Several weeks after Tsukushima's record was determined to be spliced, footage of an even older run he did from 2010 resurfaced. This was a 16-star run of 1620 that was performed on emulator. Again, the blinks were inconsistent, confirming splices, but this time, the run even had continuity issues. In the stage Womp's Fortress, when he collected the first star, he obtained 5 coins. So when he re-entered the stage, it showed he had a coin high score of 5. This makes sense.
Yeah.
But after collecting the second star of the stage and entering again, it now showed a coin high score of 12. This doesn't make sense because on the second star, he didn't obtain any coins at all. So his coin high score should still have been 5. Errors like this can happen if you splice runs and don't check all of the details.
So this guy is pretty much always been cheating his speed runs. He's never, as far as the speed runs he's put out they don't seem to
it's
be
apparent
legitimate
that
at all.
Tsukishima had been cheating for over a year, and had begun cheating almost immediately after joining the community.
That's
this also puts
insane.
massive doubt on the world record he achieved in the first Bowser stage, where he was honored by having the fastest cycle named after him. I'm curious to see if people now start
Super
calling it
Grits
something
20.
else. And just as I was making this video, it was confirmed that even Tsukishima's single-level world records from back in 2011 were faked as well. The most obvious example is on his run of the third Bowser stage. After doing this long jump and taking fall damage, you can see Mario's health bar warp instantly to the top of the screen. This isn't what's supposed to happen. Looking at a legitimate run, you can see the health bar remains lower for a little while longer and then smoothly moves to the top of the screen. This even happens when you pause the game. So what happened is that Tsukishima paused the game after making the jump and taking damage. While the game was paused, the health bar moved to the top of the screen, so that when he unpaused, the health bar was already at the top.
Wow. Again, why are we not just getting good at speedrunning? Why do we have to cheat? I don't get this.
The reason he paused is so that he could create a save state to keep retrying from this point. Then later, he used video editing to remove the pause. I can create the same effect using this clip. When the game is paused, you can see the health bar move, but if I remove the pause, it will instantly warp. So it really seems like everything that Tsukishima did was a total lie. Tsukishima isn't the only player that's been caught with this new method. A couple of recent runs from even within the last year were caught as well, and when exposed, the person admitted they were spliced.
So this Tsukishima one is really important because it was so, like, his run back then was so well known that they even named one of the cycles in the game after him. So these
runs, however, weren't from the very top players, and they were also achieved offline. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, players that live stream their attempts are far less likely to cheat, and essentially all of the top SM64 runners play live. The simple fact is that the overwhelming majority of cheated speedruns are from people who play in secret and then upload their runs to YouTube. This is why so many ancient runs end up getting exposed. Back in the day, hardly anyone streamed, and cheating really was a lot more common, which just goes to show how important streaming is and how important good proof standards are. Again, a big thanks to Drogi for his video on the subject. Go and subscribe to his channel, and a big thanks to Frosty Zarko for doing an amazing job documenting the history of Super Mario 64. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
That was insane to find out that they're using blinks to discover spliced runs. That's crazy. I would have never figured, like, that is something, as obviously as a blind person, I would have never ever figured out or thought of. That is really, really cool. That is really interesting. That is now a way of being caught cheating. Just the way that this is happening is still really cool, and I do think it's really important to have streamed content for gaming because it's harder to cheat with that stuff. Now we still get cheaters, that blindfolded Monster Hunter speedrun. That was obviously a fake, but it's less likely to happen. So streaming is important for gaming, I think, without having the risk of repeating what Carl said. So Rev is going to tell us about how the haters of Stellar Blade have completely lost their mind. And, well, we already knew that, but let's see the new evidence.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today we have some more topics to cover involving the ongoing Gamergate situation, beginning with more outrage surrounding the main character of the upcoming game, Stellar Blade. Because a lot of game journalists and Twitter users are very upset about the attractive design of this main protagonist.
Yeah, because how dare a woman in a game look good, right? Women in games need to look like fucking men that... Not even attractive men. They just need to look like androgynous stick figures.
Now, today we're going to go over several updates regarding this set of outrage, including claims that this character is not attractive at all, and some other conflicting claims that this character is so attractive that it's going to lead to real-life instances of violence against women.
What? What? Wait, what? What? Okay, what? The main character is so attractive that guys are just gonna start, like, beating up their girlfriends because they don't look like her? Like, what the fuck?
Yes, I wish I was joking.
What the
fuck? A lot
fuck?
of people are seeing this character and some of the smooth designs that is featuring, and they're thinking to extremes like that. Now, of course, games journalists have been very upset about this situation, and as the demo has been reaching very high levels of success since its release, games journalists have come out with articles like this from yesterday, complaining on the one hand that most fans are sold on Stellar Blade despite the supposed sexism.
Yes, the sexism of having a real life looking woman. Oh yes. Oh yes. How dare they?
While also claiming that a lot of users are upset because the developers made this character sexualized. They can't even get their story straight. Now, when they say users are upset, they mainly mean other members of the industry, like senior editor from Kotaku here, Alyssa, and Khalif, who had an epic collab on this episode of whatever it is that they're doing, where they would speak directly about this main protagonist of Stellar Blade and how he thinks that she is not even attractive in the first place.
Oh.
The bastion of conservative gaming, the bastion
the bastion of conservative gaming. What the fuck is conservative gaming? I don't even know what that is. I didn't know that gaming had ideology. I thought it was just gaming.
Keeping the wokes mad is Stellar Blade right now. Stellar Blade is the game of the year because there's a shiny titty and a almost a medium ass. It's not even a great ass. It's a medium ass. It's not.
What the fuck is medium? Why are these people making up words? I don't understand. At all why this is happening. Like, you don't sound intelligent when you say things like a medium ass. What does that even mean?
It's not even that big.
It is a medium ass.
Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is the year 2024, and apparently it is conservative to find the character Eve from Stellar Blade attractive. Basically, that's their general approach. If you disagree with them or have a different taste in fictional characters, you must be some kind of a conservative or a bigot. But moving forward from that, there's also comments that he made about the design of Eve, calling it lacking in many regards in terms of its physical appearance, which not only do I think is extreme levels of cope, I also think it's a bit insulting, especially given the fact that this character, Eve, is based on a 3D scan of a real-life human being. So you're...
Yeah, he's basically saying this human being that this model is based off of looks like a frumpy, she doesn't look even that good. Her ass is just mid. She's mid-tier. Like, what the fuck?
So you're also making comments about the person that this character is based on. But in general, these people have an issue with attractive female video game character designs. That much is obvious. Every single one of these characters included on this holy trinity has been criticized or belittled because of their physical appearance and their attractiveness. Because apparently people can't enjoy the attractive model while also enjoying the character and the story that surrounds them.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to have the visual pleasure regarding the characters you're playing. You aren't allowed to have like a physical attraction to them. Nope. You just have to see that they're there and that they exist and that they're androgynous looking, and you just have to like control them and have no feelings about the characters whatsoever.
But here's a good point made in the quote retweets, this user saying, yeah, or maybe there are dudes who don't look at every chick as a sex object and just like the game for being a fun action/adventure game. Are we going to do this with every game that has a female lead who is attractive now? And that's the irony of all this
That's
these
a good
related
question.
situations. Users like this push over and over again. We need more female representation in video games. And here you have a female protagonist of a major upcoming release, and it's immediately denigrated by people like this and reduced to nothing more than a sex object in their eyes, because that's what they believe is the only reason why people would care about the game.
Yeah, what does it say about themselves when they say, oh, people are only going to play this game because the protagonist looks hot? What does that say about them? Instead of, it says more about them than it does about the gamers that they're shitting all over. It says to me that these people are the sexist ones who would only play a game based on how the characters look.
When people care about a lot more than just the design, they care about the story and the character as well. But in their eyes, that's all they're worth. In fact, they even go as far as to belittle the appearance of this character. But moving forward, here's some replies saying, yeah, that didn't happen in the past, right? Where they're showing dozens of comments of people freaking out over the design of 2B, going feral over this character design when it was released because a lot of people found it very attractive. Where Khalif would reply with this, saying, this kind of proves my point that y'all are weird. Interesting. Well, I looked at this guy's account, and literally this was one of the most recent tweets from 2 hours ago saying, gonna be open on the timeline today. My feelings have been hurt by all the mean people calling me fat. Yeah, you called me fat. Look at you, you're skinny. And I don't know if this is a reference to something, but they break out into some rhymes here saying, it never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
What the fuck? What the fuck did I just hear? Somebody just rapped on Twitter as a clapback. Is this what the fuck is this? I don't even know what to call this.
Yes, but you're the one calling people weirdos over being attracted to video game characters. Now, again, I don't know if this is some kind of irony, but bragging about getting busy in a dirty fast food bathroom is not the flex you think it is. Those bathrooms are occupied by people doing some nasty things in the Burger King bathroom, and also meth heads looking for a place to shoot up. Okay, that's not exactly the best spot. Not something you want to brag about. But moving forward, there's a lot more outrage about this design of Eve, and it goes way beyond just journalists. You have users like this saying, was Nier Automata's release like this, where everyone was like, heh, take that, nerds, this one is for the straights. I feel like most people were chill and just played the game, which was both sexy and fun and cleverly written. Where people will point out, like this, that the narrative over time has changed greatly. So they say this, if you make a search for sexism and Nier Automata, you can see in real time the process of narrative switch. Articles and threads from the era it released are full on, this is sexist and gross, and when you reach 2021 or so, you see it, people shift to a different narrative where they say it isn't sexualized. And you can see by the title of these very...
2B was incredibly sexualized. She was like the biggest waifu fucking... Like when she got put into Soul Calibur 6, everybody was playing 2B. It was insane. It was like... you could not find a not 2B match in ranked anywhere. It was so annoying. And they all did that same fucking move that she had. And it was absolutely ridiculous. What are you talking about? Ugh.
Various threads and articles that it begins with people complaining historically about how overly sexualized this character is and how it's sexism and it's too much. And then over time, well, maybe it's not so sexualized and it's just people projecting. That was the narrative. It definitely started that way and has shifted over time, but we're seeing Stellar Blade begin with that outrage generally from journalists and threads where they're claiming that the character is overly sexualized. And you can go right back to the creator of Nier Automata right from the get-go here. Asked the question, why does a combat android have heels?
Why not? Why doesn't... Why? So what? Because it's hot. Who cares?
Where he would reply saying, But the biggest reason is I just really like girls. And in this thread right here on Twitter, they were complaining about getting too much sexy fan art of 2B's butt and was asking people to basically make a zip format for him to more easily collect all of these images of 2B's butt. Now, moving forward, people would shift from Nier to Bayonetta with a tweet like this saying, after seeing all of this politically correct gamers speak about Eve's looks, I do wonder where all these mofos when Bayonetta launched. Imagine the meltdown if Eve had a dance scene like this. I believe you mofos just selective of the stuff you want to be offended by. I had to really help them out with the grammar there. It was quite the struggle. But people would point out, Anita Sarkeesian literally made half a video talking about Bayonetta. They were pissed off and performative about her. I vividly remember it.
Yeah, she hated. Anita Sarkeesian was pissed about Bayonetta. I remember that she was like, she was insane.
Fun fact, guys who talk like that have never experienced it and never will experience that the only place they have seen it is on movies. But Pink Palo, the Dragon League moderator. Yes?
Fun fact.
Guys who talk like that have never experienced
Guys like that, or guys who talk like that, have never experienced that and never will experience that. They've only seen it in movies.
The actually Bayonetta is for the gays is a pretty recent development that happened with Bayonetta 3 and was destroyed by a postcard. Now everything
Bayonetta is for the gays? What the fuck? What the hell is going on?
Is correct. You can see back many years ago at the beginning of the original Gamergate, you had the feminist frequency through Anita Sarkeesian making this video, a damn near full-length film complaining about various characters, female characters that they believed were being hypersexualized. And one of the characters they spent the most time on was Bayonetta.
Yep, Bayonetta, and then I think they went after like Chun-Li, and they went out. There were a few female characters that I'm familiar with that she was just so angry about. She was so angry about it.
Where they made many claims about this character, including the claim that this character was hypersexualized for the male gaze.
First, the positive things about the game. She's a single mother, and that's kind of it. So on to the negatives. She carries with her 4 pistols, 2 of which are strapped to her high-heeled boots.
So, she's got boots. She's got boot halters. Who cares?
Which provide the perfect opportunity for her to contort her body into pornographic poses, including spreading her legs and doing a little flip in the air to kill the bad guys. When she lands, she does a little sexy pose for the player, complete with the sound of a camera shutter snapping.
Who cares? It's a finishing pose. That's supposed to be a thing. Oh my god. Yeah, that is the same yes, that video is the same video, I think, where she spent 10 minutes trying to stare at Batman's ass. You're right, honey, it is. It is that same video. And yeah, you're right.
But it gets even better, because one of her most powerful weapons involves her stripping all her clothes off and turning her hair into an evil demon weapon fighting machine.
So?
Did you get that? The whole taking all her clothes off in order to use her hair as a weapon?
Oh no! Not a sexy woman who's killing people. God forbid. God forbid a fictional character be doing something sexy. Holy shit.
Because clearly you can't use your hair to drag demons down to hell if you're fully clothed. Predictably, the internet is now infested with gamers' screen captures of various ways that they got Bayonetta naked.
Infested. Infested, she says. The internet is infested with screen captures of how they got Bayonetta naked. Shut up.
As if this pornographic, overly sexualized, animated representation isn't bad enough, the way that Bayonetta restores her power is by sucking on a lollipop. But I'm not really here to discuss the overly sexualized adolescent male fantasy that Bayonetta is.
So circling back to that comment about Bayonetta being gay that was made in the original post, that is something that a lot of people have believed for many years despite evidence suggesting otherwise, and that's reflected by this reply saying, "We do not care, Bayonetta is for the girls and the gays," where they are ratioed into oblivion by this very simple response that states, "Husband and daughter say otherwise though," with a card that is official and canon to the franchise featuring Bayonetta in a straight marriage with a child.
Ha ha! Ha ha! Bayonetta has a kid and a husband.
Now, when this official image was released, it caused an absolute meltdown about a year ago. A lot of people were very upset about this because in their own mind, they had created headcanon that suggested that Bayonetta was gay and not interested in men whatsoever.
Yeah, don't you just love the people? This is the problem with fan fiction. Okay? This is why fan fiction is actually a bad thing, because when fan fiction starts to become more than just a person's secret fantasy about something that they already know is fictional, then it starts to take on actual canonic quality, and your head, as he just called it, your head canon starts to take on a life of its own, and the more and more people start thinking it's actual canon when it's just fanfic. So that's the problem with fan fiction.
However, that was simply headcanon. When this official lore came out, people went ballistic. Now, headcanon is always fine. If you want to imagine Bayonetta with, well, any character or any relationship, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's
But when it's your headcanon, it's fine. When you start using that headcanon to basically supersede the actual lore and you claim that the creators are wrong, that's when you've gone too far, and that's what people were trying to do with the Bayonetta character while ignoring official artwork like this.
Yeah, that's like, that would be like people coming in and like, because there's fan fiction about one of Harry Potter's kids, James Potter, and it's like actually published and everything like that, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'd be okay with that if I was J.K. Rowling.
Now, moving on, we have another observation from this user making observations about the outrage surrounding Eve from Stellar Blade and her design, where they say, "Just a month ago, I saw people gazing and mouth-watering over a nude mod of Leon in Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it seemed normal. But when people get fan service of female characters, suddenly it's a problem."
Yeah, that is true, and Anita Sarkeesian trying to stare at Batman's ass is proof of that. Why is it okay for male game characters to still be attractive, but female game characters have to be androgynous?
Now, if you're not familiar with that whole Leon mod thing, I can't even show it in this video because it's just that ridiculous. He's wearing a very, very skimpy leotard type outfit where basically you could see the base of his junk. It was low cut, okay? And the tweet sharing that had over 100,000 likes. It was very, very well supported, and nobody was being called a porn addict or a pest or whatever, or a creep for liking that.
Because it was a male game character. And for some reason, the sexism still exists, where if you have an attractive female game character, you're a fucking misogynist and a sexist. But if you have a mod that, you know, makes a male character attractive, or you've just created an attractive male character, everything's fine.
Which, of course, everyone knows is ironic, because if you like characters like Eve from Stellar Blade that are significantly less sexualized than this Leon mod, you're called all those negative things.
Pixar,
and you can see this is reflected in game journalism, where you can get tons of articles showing players how to basically sexualize all these male characters and have, you know, intercourse with bears in Baldur's Gate 3.
Whoa, what? You can do what in Baldur's Gate 3? What the fuck? I'm sorry, I need to back that up a moment.
All these male characters and have, you know, intercourse with bears in Baldur's Gate 3, But then you see Kotaku release endless articles complaining about the sexualization of female characters. And we saw this recently with...
I think my brain just broke. Having sex with bears in Baldur's Gate 3. So he was wearing the Goblin King tights.
IGN as well. Only a few months ago, posting an article telling you how to get a good look at Venom's cake. And then recently, IGN France releasing an article demonizing the sexualization of Eve from Stellar Blade and claiming that its developers have never seen a woman, which was ironic because the person who made this character is, in fact, married to a woman who's on the art team, but nonetheless.
So here's the thing. This is insane. Like literally the sexism of this. You can oogle over a male character just fine, but how dare you present an attractive female character, and how dare gamers get excited about it?
We continue on with an outrageous claim from this user responding to the previous observation here, saying the sexualization of women in broad strokes leads to assaults and killings, whereas the sexualization of men is kind of cringe. I hope this helps.
Are you serious? The sexualization of women in video games creates violence and killings? I'm sorry, who went and committed a murder because of Samus or Chun-Li or fucking 2B or like, oh my god. Violence and killings. Okay.
This is one of the worst tweets I've ever seen in my
Violence
life.
and
It's almost
killings.
like it doesn't even deserve a response. Like, you shouldn't even dignify it with a response, but we're here to laugh at it because this is one of the most insane, irrational tweets you will ever see. Where, of course, users would point out some very obvious observations as well as some jokes. So here's some of them saying, this is true actually. As a woman, I've been killed because I saw 2B's panties once.
Yep.
Literally false and proven to be false in every single study done.
Yeah, you know, all those times that I played Taki and in Soul Calibur, you know, whenever Maxi did his nunchuck thing on Taki's tits, Pink Hollow, he would come over and he'd be like, if you keep getting hit by that and I keep seeing those boobs jiggle, I will fucking strangle you. Yeah, all the time. All the time. I was living in constant fear that he would just kill me for just watching Taki's boobs jiggle. I'm going to jail. I just saw a university girl wearing the same tights with a fat ass. You horrible man, you! You bad person!
You're just lonely and making bad tweets to get the attention your parents didn't give you.
Ouch.
Pathetic. What? How? Cite your sources, please. Yeah, I stalked the streets all weekend doing murders after I played Stellar Blade's demo. I wish I had known about this beforehand, as it's a bit late for it to help me now. False. In fact, all studies point to the absolute complete opposite, that consumers of hypersexualized content are far less likely to assault women. I'd assume the same is true with dudes.
True. Because you get burnt out on it. It makes you're just like, cool, I've already seen all this shit. I don't need to do it now in real life.
So true, sister. Which is why Egypt and the Middle East are known for their safety, whereas Japan, where fiction is barely regulated at all, women are terrified to go outside without a male guardian.
Ho ho! Good one. Good one. I like that tweet. I really do. That's a good. Well done. There's not much I can say to add to that.
Yeah, some very good points made in the replies that are, of course, brutalizing the original poster. But moving on, here's some other ridiculous claims. This user saying, weird gamers. You can't make sexy women in games anymore. I'm sorry, but did all of you losers miss how feral everyone was going over Lady D? We love sexy characters. We just don't like your unsexy version of sexy. Of course, again, calling characters like Eve, which of course they're referring to as not attractive, which is an insane cope. But the reason people went feral over Lady D is because this is what we call safe horny. This is a character that was considered safe horny. Someone that you could make all kinds of comments about without getting any backlash. There are many examples of safe horny characters out there, and this is definitely one of them. And as this user points out in the quotes, it says, "Don't you get it, chuds? My fetish is more socially acceptable than yours." Which, of course, if you're talking about Lady Dimitrescu here, she's literally like a 9-foot-tall vampire. She's a giant, rotting corpse.
Yeah.
And you're saying liking her is somehow more socially acceptable than liking a character like Eve from Stellar Blade.
So, basically, necrophilia is more acceptable than liking Eve. Okay, cool. Good to see where you guys are now on the spectrum of weird.
Like, please, come on. Can we stop with that? You know, I can respect whatever you want to like in fictional content, but that doesn't give you the right to judge others. Like, I will respect your desire to want to go feral over Lady D here, but you should also respect people who like characters like Eve from Stellar Blade. I mean, that seems very obvious, but overall, this Gamergate situation is
common sense
that
and
keeps
logic.
on giving. It is some of the wildest takes that are being generated out of this situation, and it makes for some great content, so I guess we're thankful in that regard. But for today, that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.
So, that's basic. I did not know that about the bears in Baldur's Gate 3. That's crazy. I had no idea about that. That's insane to me. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Okay. That's just... Lady D was giving guys crush fantasies. And if you see the ones that are calling this shit out, they're all fugly as shit. Oh, probably. That's the other thing. All these women that are like, that's not a real woman. They're all like frumpy, dumpy people who don't take care of themselves, and then they're angry when they see pretty faces. Hi, Pearl. How are you? No. Oh my god. Okay. I really need to go to the washroom. I am definitely not feeling very well. So we've made it to the 2-hour mark though. So this is a good thing. I'm happy. We did a full 2 hours, and I will be back for the combat hour tonight. And hopefully I'll get closer to demigod. We're at 41-44. That's what our rank is. So we've got still a bit more to go, but hopefully that'll happen tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves with the stream today. Thank you for watching, and I will be back tonight on both YouTube and Twitch for the combat hour. So thank you for hanging out with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday afternoon. Stay safe out there, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody.